I'm gonna just keep my t-shirt on for this one. I'm walking and meditating, and the most important question came up. But first, a really dumb question came up, which seems like a smart question at first. So the first question that came up is, ask people, what are you okay with being, right? Start there. But if I ask people, what are you okay with being? They'll come up with very vague, very general, sometimes not even acknowledge the next question, which is, what are you okay with not being? Understood? Whatever you are, your world is yours. I already made the song. I'm not okay being another broke black nigga, addicted, out of shape, dumb, broken, black individual. I'm not okay with being addicted, out of shape, dumb, and broke. I don't know about you. You tell me if you're okay with any of those four, or God forbid, any of those four simultaneously. So the question isn't, what are you okay with being? It's like, what are you okay with not being? Then you look at your life and you actually assess how many things you are not okay with being that you continue to be. Whatever you are, your world is yours. We're beyond the necessity to emphasize a physical workout. If you don't have a developed willpower, if you don't have a developed mind-body connection, if you don't have a developed degree of superior conduct and just integrity, mental, physical integrity, whatever, you're just another low-level individual in this entire existence. I even thought about it. The gymnasiums of ancient Greece, which is somewhere beyond the horizon here, on the Mediterranean Sea, right in Alexandria. In ancient Greece, in ancient Rome, these gymnasiums, people were working out, but Socrates and Plato and Hippocrates and all these other great philosophers were in the gym because it was also a school. There are various places in Europe where the word gymnasium or a rendition of that word still pertains to schooling. So if you're still on a low level where you just can't even function as a monkey, you won't even be able to get to that next level. But my question is to y'all, ask yourself, what are you okay with not being? And now that we move into this mental habit, because that's what mindset is, it's mental habits, not physical habits, not creature habits, not doing some push-ups, but true mental habits where you're now a thinking soul, right? Most people hate to think. They think that they think, but they're not really thinking. They're just going through very vagrant cognitive cognitions and neurosynaptic transmissions. That's not thinking. Because fundamentally, once you realize there are a bunch of problems in life, most people are waiting for other people to solve their problems. It's not that they don't want their problem solved. It's that they're not willing to solve their own problems. So then we look at the situation even deeper. Whatever you are, your world is yours. What are you willing to be? And what are you not okay with being? There's no one in the world who's going to advocate for continuing to be a drug addict, a user, a substance user, addicted. Because fundamentally, anybody who advocates for the perpetual use of a substance is advocating for dependency and is, by definition, anti-independency. So nobody's going for that. Same thing with being out of shape. Fuck the aesthetic. The aesthetic is a magnitude of whether or not you have a correlation between sensible habits, physical habits, and sensible eating habits. But more importantly, the importance of physical fitness is that you can maintain physical independence. How many people are incapable of physically independently doing certain things in their own life? And it's only getting worse because they're only getting weaker. Nobody's advocating for physical dependency, right? Enlightenment. To not know in this life leaves you at a severe deficit because people who know shit can then be shit. But if you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know what you can be and what you ought to be, and you don't even know that you should ask the question of how to be it because you don't even know what to be. So there's levels to everything that I'm putting out on the table. But realize the fundamental message in this message. What are you okay with being? But more importantly, what are you not okay with being? You have to just get honest with your soul, dog. There's no reason in the world that somebody should have to yell at you and create more resistance within you towards them and towards yourself, to the point where you now have a compulsive disorder where, out of sheer defiance and stupidity, you then go and fuck your own life even more. Whatever you why your world is yours. I really need people to understand the fundamental value of becoming a better person. Not only because you should, because people are saying it. It's like, you should be a better person for you. I care about people enough. Why? Fuck the money, right? You're not gonna watch this video and take away all this value and me consistently be what I am for you, and then you're gonna come into my day and then utilize my time, energy, and space to make your life better without compensating me. That's just what the fuck life is. I don't work for free. You don't work for free. You done invested in your self-destruction. Invest in your self-construction. If you feel away, go away. Whatever you want, your world is yours. You get to the point where you recognize people need help. Fuck the money. I put my life out here because I know what it was like to continue to be something that I knew I wasn't okay with being. And that inner turmoil, that inner flame, that living in hell on earth is no condition for any respectable soul. And once you realize that, I'm letting you know that you're way more valuable than the stupid shit that you're on, then slowly but surely, hopefully sooner than later, you will recognize how much time you've wasted in your own personal existence that you could never retrieve, how much energy you've invested into pulling yourself down that you could never retrieve. But you can start today by realizing, like, we want mental, physical, spiritual, existential evolution. Sober, fit, enlightened, and getting rich. It doesn't take much to show up to a park, to show up to a gym, and lift some weights and be a fucking monkey. Some people can't even do that shit functionally. But to the people who just do that, there's way more to life. And once you realize there are actual problems in society, actual problems in your community, and you being another addicted, out of shape, dumb, broke individual is contributing to the problems in your community, and then we just dial it into your existence. You being addicted, broke, dumb, or out of shape, or all of the above for yourself is a problem for you. So when they say change starts with the individual, it really starts with the individual. But realize how much of a detriment you are to other people by simply continuing to allow yourself to be what you're not okay with being. So just think about this. Don't ask yourself, what are you okay to be? What are you not okay with being? And change that shit. Because it's fucking crazy to exist as something you're not okay with being. And if you're not ready to, quote unquote, die, because when it came to smoking and the drugs, that's what most of y'all are on, drugs and fucking pleasure and shit. I was like, yo, I'd rather die than be a slave. And you're not gonna die by going through the withdrawal or the chemical detoxing or the half-life of the chemical that you put in your own body breaking down to the point where it's no longer in your synapses. You have to stop poisoning yourself, you dumb fuck. It's as simple as that. Whatever you why your world is yours. Everybody likes to do the physical work, but when it's time to sit under the hood and do that work that nobody else can feel and manage and elevate your subjective existence and curate and cultivate a high level of subjective existence in a world where everybody says everything is subjective, then objectively we see a bunch of people fucking failing. Whatever you why your world is yours. Ask yourself, what are you not okay with being? And then change that shit. I have the blueprint. Don't walk around this earth going to the gym every day and showing up and being sloppy for years and months on end I got clients that have totally transformed their physique to match some of the best physiques in the world in 60 days because they're fucking simply an individual who knows how to keep their word and follow a simple blueprint. Why your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. What are you okay with being? Sure, I'm okay with being rich. I'm okay with being this. What are you not okay with being? Yeah, I'm not okay with being broke, so fix that shit. I'm not okay with being on drugs, so fix that shit. I'm not okay with being out of shape, so fix that shit. I'm not okay with being dumb and unenlightened and not knowing myself or my world or the existence that I live in. I'm not okay with being ignorant, so fix that shit. There are people who have fixed that shit. You get me? Why your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. Allahu Akbar. You know the vibe.